What is Career in Technical Education by James Byrne? Have you ever sat in a classroom and thought to yourself that school is boring or school is hard or when am I ever going to use this stuff? Have you ever sat in a classroom and felt dumb or trapped? Have you ever thought to yourself that I don't know if college is for me? Then this message is for you. When I was in high school, I had a serious drug problem. I often would have to be drugged to school. It wasn't that I wasn't capable of learning or that I was lazy. I just simply didn't want to be there. The idea of sitting in a chair for 8 hours a day where someone would talk at me was, for me, a truly unique form of cruel and unusual punishment. I ended up going to college because that was the expectation. It was not something that I wanted to do, and to be perfectly honest, I had no business being there. With the grades I had in high school, I should have never been accepted in the first place. So for 3 years, I struggled to get by in every aspect of my life, and in the end of those 3 years, the only thing I had to show for it was $64,000 in debt, low self-esteem, no job, and no future. The worst part is, I lost valuable time. Like I said earlier, I had no business being there in the first place. If only someone had taken the time to share with me that there was another way, another path I could have taken. I did eventually go to school to finish up my bachelor's degree and pursue a master's degree with success, but that was only after living some life, gaining some experience, and determining a solid why. Having that crucial why made all of the difference in my success as a student. I'm here today to tell you that there is another path, not a better path, not a worse path, just a different path that you can take to a happy and fulfilling career. That other path is career and technical education. So, what is CTE? Your parents and grandparents called it vocational education. It started way back in the early 1900s as an alternative series of classes that focused on manufacturing. Some of those classes included ones like woodshop, auto shop, and home economics, and were funded by the Smith-Hughes Act of 1917. And over the next 100 years, CTE legislation has evolved many times to be more inclusive and appropriate to current trends of the time. Vocational education, now called career and technical education, has changed dramatically from where it started over 100 years ago. One of the first things that needs to be addressed is the perception of career and technical education. There are 3 myths about CTE that I would like to debunk. They are that CTE is for dummies, that CTE only offers careers that I wouldn't be interested in, and that CTE is not as good as going to university. Myth 1. CTE is for dummies. Not at all. Career and technical education actually shifts education from concept learning to hands-on learning, and according to the Association for Career and Technical Education, students enrolled in CTE classes have a 90% graduation rate. That's 15 points higher than the national average. Myth 2. CTE only offers classes and careers that I would never be interested in. Gone are the days of vocational education where the primary focus was on manufacturing. Modern-day career and technical education offers 16 career clusters, 79 career paths, and that number is growing every day. There are too many to name them all here, but some of the hottest and fastest-growing fields in the nation are included in CTE. Careers like cybersecurity, nursing, pharmacy technicians, digital photography, underwater welding, fire science, and business management. A high school may only have a few programs on campus, but most CTE programs work in conjunction with other schools, and some are part of career and technical education districts that offer hundreds of options to students. Imagine graduating high school with a diploma and a certificate or college credit that would significantly reduce the amount of time and money needed to obtain a degree or diploma. Myth 3. The career path is not as good as going to college. Here's the bottom line. Those students who pursue post-secondary education, that being school or the trades, on average, make more money than those who don't. Everyone knows that, right? So let's crunch some numbers. According to Pew Research, college graduates make on average $17,500 more than those with just a high school diploma. That's over $1 million in the course of a lifetime. There is definitely some value in that. But let me ask you this. Who has a better quality of life, a doctor or a plumber? On average, a general practitioner makes $189,000 a year, and over the course of 20 years, that adds up to $3.78 million. That is no doubt a lot of money. But let's take some time to some things into account. The first 8 years of that, the doctor is in school and therefore is not making that money. So the new adjusted number over 20 years is $2,160,000. And let's not forget the cost of education to become a doctor. A 4-year degree from a public college costs a neighborhood of $101,000. That number is according to collegedata.com. And according to bestmedicaldegrees.com, a 4-year medical school costs $229,000. So just to become a doctor, it costs $330,000. Let's be perfectly honest here. Most of us don't have that kind of money laying around, so a significant portion of that would most likely come from student loans. So the adjusted earnings are down to $1.8 million. There are many more factors that could be included in this, such as interest rates or on loans and insurance, but we'll keep this simple for now. Now, let's look at a plumber. Time. If a student begins taking plumbing courses in high school and is able to obtain certificates in welding during that time, a plumber would have to take an online class additional outside of school to become a journeyman plumber. One would have to also complete a 4 to 5 year apprenticeship program. Money. The cost of the additional training would be in the neighborhood of $800 to $1,000. An apprentice plumber makes approximately $36,000 a year. Yes, you get paid to learn your trade, and a journeyman plumber makes, according to workchrome.com, $79,000 a year. So over the course of 20 years, a plumber makes approximately $1.18 million. It's no surprise that a doctor would make more money, but the question was not who makes more money, but rather who has a better quality of life. Right out of high school, the plumber can save and invest, take vacations, buy a home, and pay for things like cars and tools, while the doctor is only going to reach that point near the end of that 20 years. That was a pretty extreme example, but I wanted to show you that CTE is not less, just that it's different. If you only take 3 things away with you today, I would hope that it would be CTE is not for dummies, rather CTE is for everyone. CTE is not all manual labor, but rather it is focused on cutting-edge industry. And that CTE is not less in college, it's just different. Thank you for your time. Please let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns.